powerful. He's so vicious. Like his one punch power at 135 is like nobody else's in the division. Like the way he starches people is crazy.
Exactly.
He gets so much torque and power into his punches, and he's so fast that he covers ground and his uppercuts, they're just devastating.
Yeah, for sure, I think I can stop him. I'm much quicker than him. He's much stronger, much bigger, but we just gotta wait and see until we get in there and
Joe Rogan was clearly surprised when Gervonta "Tank" Davis showed up at the press event before his exhibition fight with Jake Paul. Instead of his usual lean, compact look, Davis appeared noticeably bulkier and more defined. Rogan, who's seen countless top-tier athletes, couldn't hide his amazement. It was the kind of reaction you give when someone looks even better than you expected.
Giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy is so unusual. His style's so unusual, and his patience.
The Leo Santa Cruz fight was really something for me because Leo Santa Cruz is a technician, Mexican style, and the fight was very close before Tank stopped him. But he has that power that can end it.
He finds these openings and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient. Like when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds. But he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence.
During the face-off, GervontaDavis seemed to purposely downplay his new physique. Instead of showing off his build or striking intimidating poses, he kept a calm, relaxed stance, often folding his arms or slightly turning his body to hide parts of his frame. It felt like a deliberate move to keep attention off how much he's changed, but even with the subtle effort, the transformation was still obvious. Joe Rogan pointed out that Jake Paul's moves are driven more by promotion than genuine competition. He explained that these kinds of fights are designed to grab attention, attract casual fans, and spark curiosity with unusual matchups. Rogan added that all the betting talk and hype are less about real boxing value and more about making headlines. In his view, Jake understands how to keep himself in the spotlight and uses boxing mainly as a tool for self-promotion, even when the fights don't really add up.
Jake Paul promoting it, you know, it's just like,
but
doesn't bother me.
There's compromising the sport, and that's like bad. It's just like
if I bet on it, it
watching
bothers the
it,
fuck out of me.
Watching it with people who are so in on it, and then also like, man, the sports betting apps, they introduced like chat apps in them in Australia, so it's like they're trying to take the place of social media companies where you go together and you meet your friends. Like betting should be exciting enough without having a weird.
They're just trying to draw you in.
Thing.
They're just trying to make money, right? So they're trying to draw you in any way.
Davis, a lightweight champion who usually fights at about 135 pounds, will be facing Jake Paul, who's been competing near the cruiserweight range. The two agreed to meet at a catch weight of 195 pounds, a surprising number that was only finalized after some debate and negotiation.
We're yelling so much about him fight somebody your size. His next opponent is by far the most credentialed guy ever fought actively in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135.
Davis, who usually fights at 135 pounds, will compete under special exhibition rules because of the major size difference. Both fighters will wear 12-ounce gloves, heavier than what Davis typically uses in his weight class, to help balance things out.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition, though. Can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head high. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You get what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be an expedition. What, you know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You get what I'm saying? All these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You get what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s.
Teddy Atlas commented on the face-off between Jake Paul and GervontaDavis, emphasizing the massive size difference between them. He joked that Davis looked so small next to Jake that he'd need a ladder just to reach his chin. While Atlas...
They should also have, like, the size of the ring, the size of the glove, all that stuff, particulars should be in the contract. But I would probably look for one thing that is not the common thing to have in a contract if I'm Tank. A ladder. A ladder. Can I get a ladder? Somebody? You know what I mean? Hey, look, all kidding aside, if he hits him on the chin the way he can punch, you know, Jake might be doing a dance. You know what I mean? Not voluntarily either. But we'll get into that more later. The thing that I'm talking about right here is what you said. It was stark. The size difference was really, you couldn't ignore it. We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that. But the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo, but you know, a little different. The size difference was, I mean, it was eye-catching, jaw-dropping. And it made me think, and I'm gonna ask Richie, our man here who's doing all the taping, who does such a marvelous job. I'm gonna ask him, because I know he's an expert in this area, but it reminded me of one of the Rocky movies where they had the face, where they did the wrestling thing with Rocky and Hulk Hogan, AKA Thunderlips. He was Thunderlips back there. And I thought I had it right, and it was confirmed to me.
Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, expressed concern about the rule change, noting that while heavier gloves can lessen the impact of punches, they also affect how each strike feels and alter the way fighters defend themselves. Interview 7. Teddy Atlas commented on the face-off between Jake Paul and GervontaDavis, emphasizing the massive size difference between them.
Jake Paul, I think when he weighed in for Mike Tyson, was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being a...
Dana White hasn't held back his criticism of the Jake Paul versus GervontaDavis fight. He accused Paul of picking smaller opponents and said he should face someone closer to his own size. White even compared Davis's punching power to Floyd Mayweather's, claiming Davis hits harder, but added that his small frame would make it tough against a much bigger Jake. He summed it up bluntly, saying, "You guys need to fight people your own size."
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he's very explosive. He's very explosive, and man, he be cracking them dudes.
Crazy people.
Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Yeah.
And he has so much confidence in his power. So much
Definitely.
confidence in his power.
You know, he just, in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Tank, you know, these fighters. You got to be aware 15 rounds. I know you're going 12, but you got to think you're going 3 more because one slip, one mistake, and it's over.
Yeah.
You know, so hats off to Tank. You know, he's a great, talented fighter. But again, he haven't faced the top elite fighters in his division.
Right.
You know, so we want to see Tank against, you know, somebody his size, you know, at the elite level.
Yeah.
And I believe he'll do good because, you know, he got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude, you know?
Yeah. Coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't...
Joe Rogan has long shown respect for GervontaDavis, praising both his talent and his rise in the sport. After Davis knocked out Rolando Romero, Rogan called him a rising superstar with a rare mix of power and style that makes every fight exciting. He also spoke highly of Davis after the Ryan Garcia bout, describing him as quietly dangerous, someone who might start slow but always carries the threat of serious...
Garcia one, where GervontaDavis caught him with that left hook to the body. People are saying that he quit.
No.
He never been hit in the liver. Oscar De La Hoya quit the same way with Bernard Hopkins.
With the same thing.
Same body shot.
Same
left
body shot. And he tried to come, and he tried to take a step out that corner and not the front of his foot even moved. He just went down. He's like, man, this is it.
And if you get kicked to the body.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. A kick to the body is so goddamn devastating, especially a spinning back kick. You could literally pick someone up in the air. It's like they got hit by a car.
Any kick to that.
It's really something to see a kid who has nothing, born into extreme poverty, become a world champion, like GervontaDavis.
Yeah.
It's an inspiring story.
It is, and it's great for everyone because it gives you fuel. Like for a person who's coming up in life, even if you're not a fighter, you see what someone's gone through and you see the success that hard work has created.
Atlas compared the matchup to when Canelo Alvarez moved up to fight Terrence Crawford, but noted that Crawford was never as undersized as GervontaDavis is here. He explained that Davis is simply too small to reach Jake Paul effectively, making the fight seem uneven from the start. Fans, media, and analysts have all raised concerns about the fairness and safety of the bout, questioning how it's being promoted and what kind of example it sets for future...
Band for band on what you making. Again, there's nothing wrong with Tank going to get his money, but let's all be clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing. For sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates? Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're going to come to today is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is going to knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner or that he's not in the trenches or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the side.
Actor and martial artist Michael Jai White also joined the discussion, saying that no matter how well Jake Paul performs or how much attention he gets, he can't be considered a real boxing champion. He stressed the difference between exhibition or crossover bouts and officially sanctioned championship fights. White's comments echo the broader view among many fighters and fans who see Paul's matches as entertainment rather than legitimate competition, adding to the skepticism surrounding the fight's credibility.
Think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the if he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10. That would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically, he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that that's what would win him thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Commentator Showbiz noted that even though the fight is unconventional, public curiosity will likely drive huge viewership. GervontaDavis's talk about possibly retiring has sparked speculation among fans about whether the fight will even happen. Meanwhile, his heated exchanges with Shakur Stevenson on social media have added more fuel to the fire, with both fighters taking shots at each other's skills. The ongoing drama has made the situation even more unpredictable. Mixed
fight is ridiculous between you and Jake Paul. Yes. Are we gonna watch it? Yeah. Do we like it? Maybe. Maybe. And let me tell you why it's maybe, why it's not no, why it's not yes. It's maybe because many of us, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe the fight is real. We know it's an exhibition, but we just don't believe that you two are going to try to take each other's heads off. Other than that, it's kind of interesting. You have a 5'5" lightweight versus a heavyweight Jake Paul, who's really not a boxer with an amateur background and all that shit, but he's been knocking people out. It's kind of interesting if we knew y'all were trying to knock each other's heads.
Many analysts believe that GervontaDavis's recent career moves show he's more focused on money than legacy or top-tier competition. They point to his fight with Jake Paul as proof that financial gain now drives his decisions. According to them, it would take a massive payday, on the scale of mega fights like Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, to convince Davis to face elite opponents such as Shakur Stevenson or Lamont Roach. At this stage, they argue, the pursuit of money has clearly taken priority over the traditional goals of glory and sporting achievement.
He started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another 40+ million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Roach for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing. You do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it. You want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that.
I think Davis fired back at fans accusing him of avoiding top fighters like Shakur Stevenson, making it clear he doesn't care what people think. He said fans are quick to change sides after one bad performance, and that he's focused on his own career and personal goals, not on trying to please critics or win public approval.
I'm happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the Roach rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like, y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like, y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like, why?
What's your take on this? Is GervontaDavis making a smart choice by prioritizing financial security over legacy? Or is he walking away from what could have been a greater boxing career? Share your thoughts in the comments below.